everyone, welcome to my vlog for the Hannah Montana Readathon. How y'all doing? I'm gonna be saying y'all as much as possible just for that like Hannah Montana vibe. So if you haven't watched my TBR for the Hannah Montana Readathon, I encourage you to go watch that, find out what this readathon is, what my TBR is. But basically a group of booktubers put together the Hannah Montana Readathon, and there is a bingo card with a bunch of challenges and you're trying to get a bingo. I'm trying to get the whole board, and I'll have that pop up here. And basically the first book, oh my gosh, that I'm going to be reading this week is Daisy Jones and the Six, a little underhyped novel. Just kidding. So it's actually the second day of the readathon right now. I was busy yesterday. Sorry, y'all. And I didn't get around to reading until the end of the night when the hosts of the readathon were doing like a live stream sprinting thing. So I started reading it. I got not very far, but I'm liking it. For those who don't know, it is about the band Daisy Jones and the Six, and it's told in like an interview style. So far, we've just got to know Daisy Jones, a little bit about her. It honestly made me sad because Daisy is one of those girls who had a life where her parents don't really care about her or notice her. So at a young age, she really gets into partying and drugs and like that whole scene. So that was a little sad. And then we're getting to learn about the Six, the band, and how they got together, how it was formed, getting to know the different members. That's really fun. And I'm interested to see how Daisy Jones is going to end up joining them. It is a little bit of an adjustment reading in this like interview style because it's constantly changing. It'll be like Billy says this, Graham says this, and switching constantly. And sometimes I'm like, wait, I have to go back and I'm like, who said that? Like which character? So it's a bit of an adjustment. It's a bit of a different reading experience, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's a really cool way to tell this story. I've mostly been working today. I also started a Bookstagram account, so I'll link that down in the description. I also want to mention that you may notice that I changed my YouTube channel name to Marley Reads a Lot, doing a little rebranding. When I first made the channel, I didn't know what I was doing with it. I didn't know if I would make book videos or other types of videos, and I found in these last few months that I really am mostly making booktube videos and just embracing the bookish world. So I just straight up made my name just be related to books. So now it's Marley Reads a Lot. So hope y'all like that. And then yeah, go check out my Bookstagram account as well. I'm really just embracing this whole booktuber thing apparently. We're gonna try and do that too. Keep watching. Okay, to see the rest of my vlog, to see what I think of Daisy Jones and the rest of my TBR, which you can also watch on my channel. I'll link that. So we're back. It's Tuesday. Oh my god, I don't have the book with me. Oh my gosh. So I was reading Daisy Jones a lot last night. This is how far I got. Over halfway, so we'll definitely finish it today. I'm loving it. I'm a Daisy Jones and the Six fan. So it's a really quick read so far. I love how basically every line, I may have said this already, but every line is like dialogue. It's just what the characters are speaking in this interview. So it's super quick. Like imagine reading only dialogue. You don't have to read these lengthy descriptive paragraphs or anything. So you can just fly through it. Also, there's a lot of drug use. So I don't know if people ever do like those little trigger warnings. I guess if it's about rock stars, you can figure that there's gonna be drug use, but I feel like I hate reading about people doing drugs. It stresses me out so much because I just cannot imagine that many drugs in your body. Like, that stresses me out. And I feel like bad for the characters in this that are like addicted to it. Major like addiction themes in this, which is very sad. But I am so excited to know that this is gonna be a film, like a movie or series adaptation, and I'm really excited for it. I think it would be so good. Probably, I was like keep looking at my notes, probably one of my favorite things is the way that you see the characters constantly contradicting each other. Like they're reminiscing on things from like, what, 30 years ago or something, and like one person will say one thing and then the other person will say another thing. Like just an example, like these two characters I guess had a fight, and the one character was like, yeah, I left first, and the other one's like, yeah, so I left first. It's just kind of funny how they contradict each other, and you also have to like piece things together because this is just what they want to be told to the public, but you kind of have to see the underlying like things going on because you're not getting that like inner monologue in their head, right? As I said, it's just the dialogue. And Daisy and Billy, so they're like the main characters, right? Daisy is the singer, Billy's the lead singer of the Six before she joins, and I have had feelings. They are the ones that are giving me like the most feels, you could say, but they're like confusing feels. I really want to know what other people think when I'm done this, because Daisy and Billy's relationship is just so interesting, and I'm like, where is it gonna go? Because originally I thought it would be going to like a romantic place, would be going somewhere like that, but then it wasn't going there, and I was like, okay, that's kind of nice, but do I want it to go there? But I don't want it because because Billy has like his wife Camila, right? And Camila's great, like she's so great, and they have their little kids, but then Daisy and him, it's like they have that like connection. And I'm just like, for the longest time, it was not going there. And then something happened, and I'm just so conflicted. I want things to happen, but I also don't. Hopefully this wasn't too much like spoilers. I think most people have read this at this point. It's just like a really sad thing because Daisy is a drug addict, and so Billy doesn't want to be around her because he's sober. It's just like so complicated, and I'm loving it. I'm gonna stop rambling about this now, but I'll definitely finish today and let you know my final thoughts. I think I also showed like taking some continuing education courses on publishing. So I showed you just like me doing the readings for one of them. It was pretty cool. It was focusing on like production of books, so like choosing the book cover and like the printing process, stuff like that. And then I have my assignment that I have to do before Friday. I'm doing it on Midnight Sun, so that's fun. Like I just can't wait for work to be done and then my assignment to be done, and I can return to this. Just working away on my assignment in the dark. I finished Daisy Jones and I loved this book. 5 stars. Absolutely. I see why everyone loves it. It was honestly heartbreaking. I don't even know what else to say, but you should definitely read this book. Yeah, it was just very sad seeing all of the different reasons why the band broke up, why it didn't work, all of the drama with the relationships, like professional and personal. Then there's like a kind of little twist at the end about like, I'm not even gonna say, but that really made this book. Like reading it throughout, I'm like, this could be a 4-star. Really, the ending made it be a 5. It was very impactful. It does leave you with a bit of a nice feeling though. There's one thing at the end where it's like, okay, this isn't completely depressing and upsetting. I love it, and I think a lot of people think Evelyn Hugo, which is not here, is even better. I think actually I'm not sure which people think is better, but now I'm so excited to read that because I see how great Taylor Jenkins Reid is and what an interesting story she can create, and the complexity of these characters. Like they're so compelling, so complex. There's so much themes of like addiction, as I think I mentioned, just how sad that is. It's a really good book for like if you're interested in reading about mental health, is what I'm trying to say. Very happy with this read. And now I can see which prompts it ticks off. If you guys can see, I printed out the bingo card. So let's just go over which ones I've completed. Maybe I even already have a bingo from one book. Okay, so here we are. Let's take a look and see what it fits. Put it for Rockstar. Daisy Jones. Should I cross them out? Sure, we'll do that. Hopefully you can see that, yeah. Dual perspective for sure. I think I put it for The Climb because it was recently hyped for me. And then honestly, it could fit Would Be a Good Movie. It's literally becoming a TV show. It would also fit Nobody's Perfect for Morally Grey. But as you guys might have seen in my TBR, I was gonna put Evelyn Hugo for these. I think these three. If I do hold off, then that means I don't have a bingo yet. But once I do Evelyn Hugo, which I'm gonna read next, that'll give me 2 bingos. Lighting. It is Wednesday, so it is day 4 of the Hannah Montana Readathon, and as you guys know, I have only finished 1 book, so it's not looking super positive, but I did start The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo last night, and I did not get very far, so I'm gonna honestly try and like read the rest tonight. But as probably a lot of you know, this is actually from the point of view of a young journalist. Well, she's not that young, she's like 35. She gets personally requested by Evelyn Hugo, who is a famous movie star. She wants to do a tell-all where she tells the journalist Monique all about her life so that Monique can publish a book and basically get all the profits, because Evelyn Hugo, you know, she's not going to be around much longer. She's like 80, I think, 79, something like that. Monique is shocked that Evelyn Hugo is asking her to do this since she's not super experienced yet. There's no connection between the two of them, seemingly. So I'm really intrigued because I want to know what the connection is between Monique, the journalist, and Evelyn Hugo, because clearly there is a connection that Monique is not aware of. I love that there's a little mystery to it. I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna be. I think Monique's could be like related to one of Evelyn's like lovers or someone that she did wrong, so she thinks she like owes the family something, but we'll see, because Evelyn so far is a very interesting person. I've just seen her first husband and now we are on to her second one already. Yeah, she definitely is a morally great character. I mean, I feel bad for her, but she really has obviously taken what she was given and made something great out of it. She made lemonade out of lemons. Just be working again today until I get to read tonight. Hey y'all, so I'm not really sure what I want to say in this update, but I thought I should make one for the end of today. I've been reading a lot of Evelyn Hugo. I honestly might finish it tonight, but I am really loving it. I'm on husband number 5 right now. Evelyn is a very interesting character to read about. She's a little bit different than I pictured her to be, which honestly shouldn't have. I should have known she would be pretty scandalous for having 7 husbands. And we have found out who her true love is. Found that out quite a while ago, but it was a little bit of a surprise for me. I did have a theory that like her true love wouldn't be one of her 7 husbands, but there was still something I didn't expect, which I actually think I have heard spoilers about this thing, but I'd like forgotten about it. But it's really good, but I'm sort of at a point where like things are going well and I just know that things are gonna go badly. Well, especially how the last chapter just ended off. And then I also still want to see how it connects her with the journalist Monique. We still haven't found that out yet, and I don't even have any theories about it, about what the connection is gonna be. So I'm really excited to find that out. I don't have anything to exciting to update other than the fact that I am also loving this just like I loved Daisy Jones and the Six. This also has a really nice friendship in it, so if I don't get to Loveless, which was what I was going to use for the friendship prompt for the readathon, I could honestly just use this too, so that works. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I finished it. I absolutely loved it, as you could probably tell from earlier updates. This is going to be 5 stars as well. It's just such a unique and interesting story. The 2 books, Daisy Jones and this one, do have some similar themes which I think are interesting. So the twist of like how Monique was connected to Evelyn, I sort of guessed once we were given the tools to guess it. It was a decent twist, I guess. Very sad though. Very, like, both of these books had a lot of sadness, a lot of like complex things going on, and just as I said, like very morally great characters. I would honestly recommend everyone to read these, really. I honestly would love for this to become a movie too. I don't think it is yet, right? It should be. So let's take a look at which prompts I can cross off now from my bingo board. If We Were a Movie is definitely good for 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Not just because she's a movie star, but because it would make a good movie. I just said that. Then morally great characters, again, major theme in Evelyn Hugo. And I was gonna use it for romance. So there we have it. I won the readathon. We have a cross. We have 2 bingos. So I just have 3 left. I was gonna try to read Loveless for this, and then the thriller book, all the bright lands, or just bright lands, for these 2. Hopefully I can do that. Finally Friday, thank God. I'm ready for the weekend. So I started reading The Bright Lands last night on my e-reader. It's by Fram. If you guys don't know what it's about, it's like a thriller or a horror. I honestly always confuse the 2, but it's about this man named Joel who grew up in this very like small conservative town, and it was hell for him as he is a gay man. So he's been living in New York, living his best life for however long, and then one night he gets some texts from his younger brother who's like 11 years younger than him. He's still in high school, and he's talking about how unhappy he is with his life and how he plays football and he wants to stop playing football, blah blah blah. So Joel's like, I'm gonna go back to town, I'm gonna go visit my brother and like try and help him out, right? So he goes back to this town, he sees his brother for like one day, and then his brother disappears. And he's getting weird text messages from his brother's phone that he knows is not really his brother, so he knows something is wrong. And then yeah, his brother is missing. Definitely is more of like a mystery so far. Like I haven't seen anything too thrilling or too horror-esque happen. It's really just kind of like a mystery of what happened to his brother. A lot of the brother's friends are the main ones that seem suspicious right now, and his girlfriend. But yeah, I'm sure it'll escalate from here. I just got to 33% last night, so really just the intro. But my initial thoughts, I was actually feeling like I didn't like the book initially, because immediately we are getting so many points of view from Joel and then all of these other people in the town. It is helpful, it says like the name of the character at the top of like whose POV it is, but just to start off the book, I was getting very like confused. All the different characters that they were introducing right away. And then the author did this weird thing where he would call a character by one name and then sometimes call a character by a different name, and it was confusing me. Like they kept saying Joel's mother, and then all of a sudden they called her Paulette, and I was like, wait, who's Paulette? And then they did the same thing with this other character. They were calling him by his last name, and then all of a sudden they call him by his first name, and I'm like, who is this new character? But it was the same person. So there were some things that were confusing me at first, but I think now I've hit a good moment where like I have the gist of all of our main characters, and so it should be smooth sailing from here. But yeah, I thought I was gonna have all weekend to read, and now some sort of plans came up. Hopefully I can still read. All I need to do really is read this and I'll be happy. Even if I don't get to my 4th book, it's okay. At this point I just want to finish Brightlands. Oh yeah, we don't know what the Brightlands are, but we've heard a little bit. We've just heard the brothers say something about the Brightlands, but we don't know what it means. Also, I'm almost at 30 followers already on my Bookstagram account, so thank you guys so much if you have followed me or followed me back. Again, it's in the description, so go ahead and follow and we can be bookish friends. So I'm over halfway done the Brightlands. It's a pretty good mystery. I really want to know what the heck is going on in this town. It's honestly seeming a little bit supernatural. So that will be interesting if that happens, because I feel like I keep reading thrillers or horrors where it's not supernatural. So it would be interesting if the twist was that it was supernatural. So we'll see. But also it's really upsetting because it's one of those things where like someone that's innocent is getting blamed for a crime, and of course it's the young black boy in town, and clearly there's like cover-up stuff going on with the football team and with the police, and I hate that. I hate it. And so it's obviously probably gonna get resolved by the end, but it's just always frustrating reading storylines like this. But yeah, I am definitely enjoying it. It's definitely gotten better from the beginning when I was having mixed feelings. But yeah, I feel like we've got a lot of information about the mystery, but also just not quite enough for me to totally understand yet, or even have theories besides that I think it's going to be supernatural. So I did finish the Brightlands just today, Saturday, the last day of the readathon, and it was a good horror book. I would probably give it 4 out of 5. And yes, it definitely is a horror. I'm realizing the differences between thriller and horror, and this was definitely a horror, and it got very weird. I guess horror books tend to get very weird, similar to Mexican Gothic. That one went weird places, and this one also went really weird places. But it was really good if you guys are into horror, if you're into... It wasn't even that scary or anything. It was just like weird and messed up and kind of sad. But it was good. I would say the only thing is the whole multiple POV thing did get kind of confusing again at the end, because it was changing like every page. But there was a lot going on in the scene, so like it worked, but it sometimes was a little confusing. But yeah, it was really good. So that crossed off, as you saw, 2 more prompts for the bingo card. So the underhyped book and for the thriller, horror, or suspense book. So I only have 1 left to do. That was gonna be Loveless for the friendship prompt, True Friends. But it is the last day of the readathon, as I said, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get to this. I also am supposed to do stuff with my family, so this potentially could have been the final book for the readathon for me, but that's okay because I got all of the prompts except for 1, so that's pretty good. I guess we'll see if I can read any more. Howdy y'all. So this is gonna be the end of my Hannah Montana readathon. I'm not gonna include me reading Loveless, but I am going to read it sometime this month, so you can check out my November wrap up whenever that comes out to see what I think about it, because I just don't know if I'm gonna get to it this weekend. The readathon is technically over, so also I'm like extremely sore. I think you guys saw a glimpse of me playing cornhole, or not me playing it, but like the fact that I went to a cornhole tournament where you have to throw bean bags and like get them into this hole, and my arm that I was throwing with is so sore. But at least I feel like that is sort of like a country game, and that fits the Hannah Montana like country vibe. Then I went on that huge hike, and so now I'm sore from that too. So that's fun. But yeah, this Hannah Montana readathon has been fun. I met most of my goals for it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching my vlog and spending the week with me. I'll make a request that you guys subscribe, like, and comment for more bookish videos. I really appreciate it. That's gonna be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Whoa, 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 whoa.